All right, everybody. Hello. This Monday afternoon, Dion Guillory here with Chris Nakamoto, and we are following some breaking news. A shooting, man shot outside of Town Center.
Yes, near Town Center. We understand that this all happened just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon near the Gulf Coast Bank, in the parking lot of the Gulf Coast Bank. From what we're being told, there were 3 individuals in a vehicle, and 1 person was shot inside that vehicle. And then 2 suspects that were in the vehicle all took off. They fled from the scene, creating a massive response. We're told there was a Baton Rouge police officer in the area nearby. He radioed for help. One of the victims who got shot in that car was taken to the hospital by ambulance, EMS confirms. And from some of the witnesses on the scene, they told us that they saw that ambulance being escorted by BRPD officers away. It's a large scene right there in the 7300 block of Jefferson Highway. You can see very slow going if you're in that area with very limited traffic. You can see the Baton Rouge Police public information officers right there as well. But the parking lot of the Gulf Coast Bank is roped off right now as investigators take a look at this situation. We understand that that whole area is kind of just blockaded off. If you're familiar with that area, the Seven Oaks area, a lot of trouble getting into that area as well. And so the witnesses that we talked to, they're saying there were upwards of 40 law enforcement officials out there right now as they search the area for clues in those 2 individuals that were in that vehicle at the time that person was shot.
Yeah, and because this is such a breaking situation, just pardon us because our camera is constantly moving, and so we're trying to give you the best vantage point without getting in the way of the investigation. And Chris mentioned the witnesses telling us the many law enforcement and the number of officers who are out there. We also spotted at least one who is part of ATF out there, someone with a vest on that says ATF. And so the question is, are they there to help and assist as far as like manpower, or is there another investigation that's going on with this situation here? But you can see a huge police presence. The traffic is able to get through, obviously slow because of the police presence there, but you do see that they are there trying to figure all of this out.
Yeah, Baton Rouge Police confirming for us today, late this afternoon, that no officer was involved in the shooting. It was not an officer-involved shooting. No officers were injured. But of course, there was a huge response to this bank, the Gulf Coast Bank there in the 7300 block of Jefferson Highway. And as Dion said, you know, whenever situations like these happen, it creates just this massive response, kind of an all-hands-on-deck situation where we did see some local law enforcement, obviously Baton Rouge Police out there, but some other law enforcement partners, including the ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
Yeah, and something else that we're learning is that the man who was shot, he is expected to survive. So that's the positive part of this. But now the search is on for the 2 people that he was with that are accused of being the shooters in this situation.
Yeah, and witnesses out there are also telling us they're hearing and seeing helicopters kind of circling around, which is kind of standard procedure in situations like these when they're looking for individuals in a really dicey situation. And so we've seen video of our crew out there getting some video of that helicopter kind of circling that area for any clues as to where those 2 suspects may have gone.
Yeah, and you can see it looks just like, as we just continue to see different vantage points of the scene, just different groups of law enforcement being around as part of this investigation. And again, it's very early. This just happened not that long ago, and we are told again that the man who was shot has non-life-threatening injuries. He's expected to survive. That is coming from our crew on the scene. Liam Combs is out there gathering information and talking to police out there. You know, we showed you the video earlier. Once we initially first came on, we showed you the public information officers who were there trying to gather information that they can give to us that we can then pass on to you so you know what's going on.
Yeah, if you're familiar with this area, you know, it kind of intersects Jefferson Highway and Corporate Boulevard, kind of all in that area, the 7300 block, the Gulf Coast Bank right there, you see it. Right across from Town Center, one of the exit and entrances to that very popular shopping mall. If you're just joining us, a large police presence is on Jefferson Highway right now, where there was a report of a shooting WAFB has confirmed at least one person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He is expected to survive, per Liam Combs, who is currently on the scene there. But 2 suspects who were in a vehicle with him managed to get away after that shooting happened. And so that's kind of what sparked this huge police presence as detectives search for those 2 individuals who are also involved.
Yeah, and from the information that we have gathered so far, apparently that began an argument happened amongst the group of people, and a man and a woman are accused of shooting this other man, and according to police, the 2 people left, and now they are wanted right now by police. And you can see as the camera continues to move, it looked like that officer was looking underneath the SUV, but it might not have been related to the investigation. He might have just been looking for something. But again, so many officers early on in this investigation trying to figure out and pinpoint things. And because it's such a huge scene, you can see so much of the police tape around and basically blocking off a big section of it, particularly at the bank, which the shooting didn't happen in the bank, it happened in the parking lot. And as you can see, our camera is zooming into something.
Looks like there's a lot of debris
in the parking lot that is probably also going to be part of the investigation. Don't know at this point if this was there before this incident happened or if it was as a result of the incident itself. So that'll be part of their investigation, trying to figure out how that may play a role in this.
And certainly I think what makes this really unusual is the fact that, you know, this is kind of a quiet area of Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
There was a police officer who was walking around, you know, just kind of not far away when the shots rang out. And so he radios for help, and I think there was a lot of confusion, which kind of led to this massive response, not knowing what they were going to encounter. And fortunately, no Baton Rouge police officer or law enforcement officer was injured. No one was hurt from law enforcement, but one individual was shot who was in a vehicle, and there is a current search right now for 2 suspects.
Yeah, and so that's the update for this now. Again, our Liam Combs is there on the scene. We are going to continue to follow this breaking story and bring you new information as soon as we get it on our 9 News app, on our website, WFB.com, and our newscast starting at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.